Years ago, we gathered spearheaders of the entertainment industry from all the different sectors. This year, we did it again, and we're here with the 2021 Entertainment Roundup to discuss what happened in the year 2021 in the form of entertainment. And here is your panel. We have the biggest, the illest, the dopest man of entertainment and TV, Alfo Pasilena. We also have the funny man, Mdura, hella funny. And of course, we have Villafini, the word is maestro.
Happy holidays, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the special of the 2021 Entertainment Roundup brought to you by Eswatini TV. I'm excited, guys, to be hosting this show for you, and a big thank you to Eswatini TV for allowing us this opportunity to sit and talk about the important things revolving in the arts and entertainment industry in the country. We kick off the show with a quote by a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Jay-Z. Jay-Z says artists can have a greater access to reality. They can see patterns, details, and connections which the rest of us, blurred or distracted by the blur of life, might miss. Well, today on the show, to talk a lot about what went down in 2021, I have the greats, the trailblazing stars in the arts and entertainment industry in the country, and they need no introduction. Gentlemen, hello, and welcome to the Roundup.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yo, how are you doing?
Good.
Quite the intro.
Yeah, ne? It's funny how she said after bringing the intro, she was like, they need no introduction.
Yeah. You need no introduction, guys, because like immediately they see you on TV, they know who's okay. I can identify Velefini, a known artist or talent manager. We have Elfo, the TV man, and we have Dura, the funny man. Or the funny guy.
I knew you'd say that.
Thank you guys for honoring the invitation. Thank you so much for being on the show. And Sibonga kakhulu Eswatini TV. I won't stop thanking Eswatini TV for allowing us to sit namuhla and have real conversations about what goes on, in the industry, in the country, and which I hope ukuthi this kind of platforms and conversations will help better and develop the industry. And 10 years from now, we'll have like huge stars, people blazing trails across the world. So yeah, I want us to talk about everything. Right, from the events, to everything that went down in social media, But first, I want us to talk about how COVID-19 took our lives away, literally. We had the bushfire, which was, we thought, good in us. Suak 2020, Stangenak 2021, and COVID-19 double story sagatse. But then COVID-19 sorry and now we're talking about the fourth wave. We got into 2021, so we're looking forward to the bushfire, the live bushfire festival. How was it for you? COVID-19 is this serious. Let me start with you, Philip.
Hi, Mom. Sure. I think for me, when you speak of bushfire, yes, we're all looking forward to going to a bushfire.
Yeah.
But I think the brighter side of that in County, we saw it with the Luju Festival.
Yeah.
Because I think for the longest time, our organizers have been booking talents of SA artists.
Okay.
So I think with the Luju Festival, we've seen how our local artists are capable of holding their own in terms of like a festival being just local artists and people attending and all of that. I think with everything, me personally, I tend to look at the silver lining, with every situation, let's find the silver lining.
Yeah.
So for me, it was that with the Luju Festival, that's what I liked.
Okay.
What happened, but we saw with the people did attend, and it was just 90% or 95, because there was Black Mambazo there. It was 98 point something local talent. See, it was 98 point something local talents, and people did attend, people did enjoy. So I think taking that into consideration going forward, people now know we can support local, because I think COVID showed us. I think last year we were here and we said, well, I said COVID exposed us to a lot of things.
Okay.
It was a thing of we need crowd pullers, and now that we don't have that, we need to use what we have.
Yeah.
And we did with the Luchu Festival, and people came in numbers, and it was a jam. So
I like what you're saying, because Luchu Festival showed us Maswati, they indeed support what's local, because regardless of the pull-outs from the international artists, people still came to the festival, and it was really good. But I want us to be real about COVID-19 taking away bushfire, because bushfire is the thing. It's just like the biggest, let me put it like that, festival in the country, but Elfo, I want to find out from you. I know you are into the events, you love the music, I know. And how did it feel for you to miss out on a live bushfire festival?
The funny thing is, hi mom. The funny thing is, we get to bushfires in May. And for me, the first letdown was COVID-19 took away December.
Okay.
Like, there was no major crossover. Live crossover. Shout out to Eswatini TV for their on-screen crossover. But that's the first thing for me. December is usually the most busiest time of the year for any artist, whether you're a musician, comedian, or you are renting out sound, all those things. But last year, no one was doing anything because of COVID. So that was the first heartbreak for me, to know that there weren't fireworks, there weren't people disappearing from the 29th and coming back on the 4th, saying, oh, I went to Pipe Raid, here it is. None of that. Everyone was at home. So that was disappointing at first for me, And then the bushfire, obviously, being one of the biggest festivals in the country, that was sad as well, not only because of the event itself, but of what the event stands for, in terms of bringing different people to the country. I remember meeting someone in the last bushfire from Mozambique. I made a contact with him. He liked what I was wearing. He said, yo, that's fresh. And it had that type of thing. This guy now, he wanted me to send over my clothes to him. It had that type of thing, that it could mix people from different parts of the country. Now you're making friends from Russia and things like that. And you can't do that with the digital festival. Not to mention the fact that it's different when you're at home watching Velemseni, for instance, perform, than when you are at the arena, and she's there and she strums her guitar once, and you just hear there's something different about it. You have a greater chance of crying when you're at the venue than when you're at home, because at home you've got something in the microwave, it's gone off, now you're picking it up, you're coming back, So that experience, that live experience, I did feel robbed of it.
Maybe let's look at it from a comedian, a performer's perspective. You could see bushfire, the same feel that we get when we watch you perform live. There's a difference between watching someone, watching you, or your comedy skit on TV, and watching you live, at a show. How did it feel for you, Ndura, as an artist or as a performer? We would see, such big and special events that allow you to reconnect or connect with the people be taken away from us.
Yeah, obviously, it's very difficult for a performer without the audience, because you feed off the energy that you get from the live audience, to the point that sometimes you just get inspiration. You don't even do exactly what you said you wanted to do, because the energy that you're getting is different. So for us as comedians, it's I think it's much harder performing for the camera.
Okay.
Because, I mean, with music, you can watch music on TV and not have to interact with the artist.
True.
But for us, I remember a couple of weeks back, I was supposed to do like a Zoom, or what do you call it, Teams. You know, that app where you're talking to people.
TeamView or something.
Yeah, like you're not getting the laughs back, so you don't know whether you're doing okay. Should you stop? Should you continue? Did they get the punchline?
Yeah.
So you don't know how you're doing. So it's I know we've tried to adapt, right? It's just not the same.
Yeah.
It is just not the same. And Jongoba L4 has said, we would say, being in the event itself, because especially for cinema comedians, we get inspiration from living life. You know, the fact that we couldn't be there to come up with content. So we also lost a bit of content.
Okay.
Because Bushfire gives us that. Just being there, go Bushfire, you can write a lot in terms of content. So yeah, it robbed us of content and the fun, obviously.
Okay. But do we see the normal, you know, the pre-COVID, you know, normal, you know, getting back? Do we see ourselves living or doing things the way we did before COVID, post-COVID?
Is there such a thing as post-COVID? Do you think we'll have a thing called post-COVID?
No, maybe we hope so, right? I hope so, because COVID is terrible.
I think, you know what I think? I think I came to the realization the other day when I was thinking that, obviously I've had this thought for a long time. When COVID first started, there was the assumption that it's just going to be 21 days, right? And then there was the assumption that once the vaccine gets here, it'll be easy, we're back to normal. And people kept saying the new normal, and this nengane is going to accept her. And you know, some people would reassure us by saying when the flu first broke out, it was killing people, whatnot. And today you're like, I've got the flu. Like right now, everyone's got the flu, right?
Yeah.
I think the best case scenario for us is COVID becoming like the flu. But unfortunately, I do not think we are going to get to a point where we are going to have a post-COVID. Because for me personally, I don't know if I can go back to normal, because I was watching Megan Thee Stallion graduating. And because in America they've reached a certain number of vaccinations and whatnot, some things are open.
Okay.
She was graduating, they had live graduation, and she got her script, took the pictures, and she was shaking all these hands.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't think I can shake hands again.
Yeah.
You know, so if I'm going to go back to the old normal, I'll need therapy.
I think really, there's no going back. There's no going back. I think, like I said, COVID exposed us to a whole lot of things. So if you're an artist, for instance, who clearly wishing doing the old things and get your bag like you did in the old days, I think instead, let's look forward.
Yeah.
Let's look forward. Take what COVID is giving us about the lessons, the online. I know Mpiro is saying it's not the same, but unfortunately, I think that's where now we're going.
It came from the heart. It's not.
It's not. But anyway, just to say what when Alpha was saying which is not the same, when Willem saying strums that guitar, all I got from that was a TV L4, I shy guy.
Wow.
I'd very guitar. But anyway,
okay, guys. Now I want us to get into this one. You know, 2021 had its ups and downs, right? Yeah, COVID, the old tired tale. So I want us to look at, you know, a case, your Uncle Waffles. I know you are encouraging us to, you know, live with COVID now. Like, this is the thing, the eat. We need to move forward and roll with COVID-19. But Uncle Waffles popped on the net. She's posted a short clip of her, you know, and it boomed. She became an internet sensation. You know, everyone loved her. She had a huge following across the world. The likes of Drake, the likes of a lot of artists in South Africa. You know, how was that? You know, Eswatini, seeing that. For me, at first, I didn't believe it. I thought it was an internet joke. Until a few days later, I went through social media and everyone was talking about it. I decided to go down and check what really happened. what was your reaction, Dura, when you saw that?
It's funny that just I think a week before that video, we're doing a gig. We're doing a gig. I think at IDM. It was their freshers.
Okay.
She was doing basically the same thing. Well, without the thong, but the same thing. And she was giving the same energy. I think it was a crowd of about probably 20 students that were there dancing. Not that the others were disinterested, it was just a few people there.
Yeah.
And then I think a few days later, she was doing a gig by Mzimba, same energy. And then when I looked at that video, it was similar to the others that she was doing.
Yeah.
Same energy all the time.
Yeah.
So my thought was, you know how they say that what overnight success takes at least 15 years?
Yeah.
And then when people see you there, they assume Gusi Gubenje.
Inshallah.
Just a one. It's not luck. You cannot plan these things or script these things. There's no formula or technique about viral.
Yeah.
I think when the time, because what happens is sometimes we do these things that we do, and then when the time comes for you to blow up, you're not in the right position.
Yeah.
Because for example, now it's COVID, and she could have just sat back and decided, no, I'm just continuing this side. I felt like this was bound
to happen.
I wasn't shocked.
Okay.
I really wasn't shocked about it. It's just that a lot of people were seeing her for the first time.
Yeah.
But her energy has been the same consistently ever since she started. So obviously we are excited for her. It tells us that people don't care where you come from. As long as you keep at it, bring your thong.
Yep.
Do your thing. I'm kidding. But yeah, basically.
Okay.
Maybe just to ride on that, I think I have to applaud the Mdura for what he's saying, particularly with the part of overnight success takes
15 years.
You know. Sorry. But the person.
That's how you know where.
No, but honestly speaking, if you had known Waffles before, you would have seen how she gradually learned DJing. And she was documenting her journey, you know. Every day she'd put up a story on her stories, her messing up, her getting it right.
Whoa.
She was showing us this journey of hers, you know. She's tried out a YouTube page, you know. She was even saying with struggles with that YouTube. She's setting up a whole background behind her. So it's not like she woke up one day and said, let me go. She was ready for the day that when the opportunity comes, it comes. Because even that video, what I heard was, she was there with her friend Caramel, and someone hadn't come through, so there was space, and they said, oh, you can play. And she killed it. So she had been preparing herself for that one opportunity. Everyone assumes, yeah, I'm not a chance, boy. In particular, I just need someone to push me. No, she didn't need anyone to go and promote that post online, anything like that. But I think also another thing that Mdura also mentioned is the fact that the Waffles that we're seeing online is the Waffles we had here.
Yeah.
And we didn't appreciate her until she was appreciated by the people Bekamba. So here's a young, talented, full of energy DJ coming through here, doing what she can, pushing herself. She was performing Palagangwan. She was performing Dangwan. All over the place she was performing.
But is it really about us not appreciating her?
Hey man, I think,
or us not seeing the talent, you know, in her?
Hey man, I think, because for the longest time, I've been advocating for institutions. I think we keep failing because we don't have institutions in Swaziland.
Okay.
Waffles found an institution, and she blew up. Because you can document, you can in all of that. But if we do not have an institution like exactly, if we do not have like an institution like a Kalawa or because that is not just a label, that is an institution.
Okay.
But explain Casper then.
Casper. Casper, same thing. Casper.
Which institution did he have?
Casper was with WHP.
No, but he blew up on his own.
He blew up on his own.
He wasn't even complaining about radio not playing him.
That one is a complainer, but listen, he had bought WHP. WHP is an institution in SA. So if you're riding with those people, you have my plugs and links to the radios and in. It's different from someone who do not have those links. If they don't play in radio, they'll play you next week.
Okay.
Sometimes, but you have that link. You have that direct link straight to them. Like Dura, I'm not saying you don't have links like that, but yeah, it's like Dura was a rapper.
He has no institution though. This is the institution.
And there's no institution. Like I make an example. I do not want to name drops. Someone who's a rapper drops in Goma Lamutla, who record label yet, it don't figure in essay in 3 months. Kalawa drops a song nyalo, my 12, nyalo ngalevi my 12 to the video ngala. You understand? The marketing and in going to. Our business is not on point in Lagangwan. So this is why.
But do we really need to compare ourselves with South Africa, which is an almost first world or developed country, you know?
Unfortunately, we do.
Unfortunately
we do.
To what level?
Because we're competing with them.
Yeah, but exactly. Because Mtura is competing with David Cladd. Someone who's a rapper is competing with Focalistic.
You mean cow?
Because for a bit there was like, but that's fashion, but I get where you're going with this.
Man. So a rap is competing with the Focalistic because me, the consumer, if I have a 10 rand, I'm buying you because you're local. I'm buying your music because you're local.
But you see, I get what you're saying, and the question that Nokpila is bringing up, you could see, do we have to? I think, I'm assuming she's coming from the context, you would see, for example, you see a lot of our people this side, arts. Anyways, by the way, we're talking about the arts.
Yeah.
They, Bakichima by Echos, for example, asking for auditions with 10,000 other people for one road.
Yeah.
This side, they haven't put themselves at the level where even this side, they are in the game of competing. She's been playing. Like she's been taking those gigs and gradually growing to the point that nakfika this one, she's ready for it. Same thing that our comedians have done. If you look at most malls, they grew themselves here, and then they were at the top before they started. So nasa uyangadi outside go kala from zero. You understand? Because with Waffles Ndaubegis, she could have started at a very small club. Like a very small club, but because she's been without the institution, building herself up gradually, getting them opportunities like perform about Dwaleni, Bomtsimba, understand? Building that young small audience of 50, 100 people, understand? Then I think word of mouth is one of the best ways to promote your business. So nangabe una logusing 1, 2, 3, 4 year, then you tell one person, you tell one person, you tell one person. Emaswati bega mati Waffles ambona, they just did not care. That's the truth.
Gentlemen, we're running out of time. Okay. Let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back.
Good, because I was about to be controversial.
Thank you. Well, beautiful people, let's go for an ad break. Sitishwi Emaret Siabwe. Welcome back, everyone. We're still on the entertainment roundup of 2021. I'm glad that you didn't change or switch channels. I'm still with the greats of the industry. We're talking about everything that went down this year. Well, before we went for a break, I know, in fact, my spirits with the whole, local artists booming all over and not, or except in the country. Maybe rounding up on that, what is it that we can say to ourselves, to us? Because we cannot blame anyone else. We cannot blame the people watching or any people specific in the industry who say, you are not supporting who, you're not supporting each other. What is it that we can change as
I can definitely blame a lot of people.
No, let's not blame. Let's not pinpoint anyone on this one. What is it that we can do, Alpha?
Let me ask you, if we say we can't blame, let's be honest, this is the controversy I was promising you guys. We keep saying, shout out to Eswatini for still going to Luchu after the cancellations. I love the festival, love what it stands for, it's beautiful to see the people, but if you remember very well, most of the tickets were sold out before the actual cancellation.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a sense of people came through and said, but we're still going either way. You know, people came for different reasons. What did happen was the local artists stood up. They brought it, you know, they weren't a disappointment.
Yeah.
But I personally, anyone who knows me will tell you that I've always been very critical of our people and the support they have for my arts, or the lack of support they have for arts.
Yeah.
Local artists did their part, yes, but guys, there was no one who said, I'm still going to buy a ticket for the locals. No, the tickets were sold out. So they were already coming.
Do you feel like...
In fact, some people were selling tickets afterwards, you know. So I will always be critical of support Lagangwane based on what we were saying about Waffles, and we were saying how she was here. We were saying about, I mean, I make an example with Sands all the time. Sands dropped Tiki when he was still very much here in Babani. He played for a couple of months here, and we didn't go, hey, it's a hit, until South Africa said, hey, it's a hit. So I don't think we put enough pressure on our people and ourselves as people. We have the song, there's the songs in the country that are fire songs. One of these jams that are out, it's Gins of the Vibe, featuring Kwang Music. Fire song.
Yeah.
If South Africa were to pick up on it, we would jump on.
We definitely would.
But what do you think that is?
It's just us.
Because for me, it's two things. It's that. Also, I feel like that's why we lack about industry. Now we have the quality of the music, of the art, of the comedy. That's my quality. We have the product. Now I think if on our marketing,
the people,
the people, the support, and our marketing, personally as
the artists.
Yeah, the artists, the marketing, the business part of things, because it's. I've been with so many artists just this week. Artists have been trying to sensitize, like drill it into artists' brains. Would say before you even, because I'll speak on the part later about the music side. Before you even think of recording and dropping, you need to have a budget. You need to, your business, your base should make sense. You need to be registered, going to logo, your Samros, your Capasos, you need that base. But people, they drop for the sake of dropping. We are the only, I think, country or nation that still competes on Ingoma Mimnans. People compete with numbers today. Do
you think that's marketing?
That's those are the numbers we're talking about. If they do, because I feel like I feel like we are using the wrong variables to judge what we can support or not support. Why do I say that? You still get people that say, "Yabona emaswati semancane makakhona." Let us naga drop something that's poor quality. The quality is good, but now here's the problem. You still get people I'm talking about something that happened, and like I'm quoting this almost verbatim. Uthi lo mbhali lo angeke ngiyobukela emaswati ukhuluma ngeluchu. Angeke ngiyobukela emaswati nga150 bele ngidawuphinze ngigibele ngawo ekhumbini. You see now the variable that we're using. Ufanana nami lo muntu. Why ngiyobhadala 150 kumbukeli? You remember there was a time when someone wrote on Facebook about, I think 4 years ago, we even did a song about this. What's again? Mina ngiyobukela swazi artist na 250 bushfire. Color these people are unclean.
Yeah.
Remember that? I feel like we're using the wrong variables. Until I drive a Merc, right? Then that's when they're gonna come to the show.
I think though those are the two conversations we need to log in time, because I agree with everything that you say, but also I don't know if I'm saying devil's advocate. Would see also the artist needs to play a part now. In the public that needs to support.
Yeah.
Then the artist now, the marketing
100%.
needs to be on point.
I was asking you, what do you think of Mtura's marketing?
Mtura's marketing? In general marketing.
I don't know, he asked you.
I'm asking you. This man became a comedian in a country where there was no comedy.
Exactly.
I'm here, I'm still here.
Man, how many gigs is Mtura getting?
David Cow.
I David Cow, Ahmad Sambangan. But
Do
going
you know-
back,
do you know-
but going back to what I was saying, institutions.
No, I beg to
Institutions, my guy.
differ
Wait,
on that one.
man, institutions, my guy, because institutions, man, what do you think I
I'm
mean by
waiting.
institutions? Man, what do you think I mean by institutions? Institutions, I mean, in the example, if you are being paid APIS, you're not getting paid anything.
Yeah.
You are being paid Wupi in South Africa, you would something. If you're on a billboard, it means something. It doesn't mean as much as it means in SA. If you're on a campaign, whatever brand, you can't even pay rent. But if you own a campaign in SA, you buy a new Merc.
Do you know why? Because
Why?
the people are following those people on the billboards.
Exactly, but
the people aren't following us this side.
Exactly, but you can't
So
blame.
companies
you
aren't
can't blame the
putting
public.
money in. You can, because the
Wait.
company goes, I want customers, I want to move units.
In SA
so I'll use someone who has tens of
numbers.
thousands of
Exactly.
people.
In SA, for people to follow the people about the SA, basi wakala simunye we are one. Remember, it was always back in the before simunye we are one. Back in the
I'm young, Chief. I don't know.
SABC one.
SABC
That's SABC one.
Exactly. But it was at government level. But Kalabati, okay, Nyaro, the Koka Gwonke, TV in Koka Gwonke, Nyaro
Yeah.
Sidlala, South African stuff.
Okay.
And then got a woman's Zanzi Magic in, where they groom talent from Pasi. They say, okay, cool. Nina Denama film na Damangan and Kala Lagum Zanzi way.
But-
And so it is at a national level.
Okay.
So the people are sensitized from a national level. You can't just go straight to the people, because people are consumers. They consume whatever you give them.
Yeah.
Yabo?
So time is catching up on us, guys. I want us to get on this one. Due to time, I wish we could
Yeah, 'cause
go
without
on
Shona,
and on and
bro.
on, because
Shona,
I feel
the
like
topic
this is
there.
something that needs quality time. So I want us to talk about, just briefly, about awards. Just awards in general. I don't want to be specific. Should I?
It's up to you.
It's
Okay.
really-
What does an award mean to an artist? Getting an award. Does it give you bragging rights? Does it boost your morale? In the industry or personally as an artist, what does getting an award mean? Because I want us to compare that to someone who didn't get the award. What does it mean for someone who got an award?
Well, let's start with someone who didn't get it.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Let's start with an artist or talent manager. What does it mean for his artists to get
Yeah, for your
awards?
artist.
What does that mean for your label, for your institution? Yeah.
Okay, so good to you. Do you want
Got you there, man.
do you want to be specific in? I think for an artist, it gives you bragging rights. It gives you, all of that, dog shit. And also, I think to bring it home, I'm all about institutions. To bring it home, I think it only makes sense if we artists, they're serious, because you take that award, ufaka portfolio for your in, and then when you go looking for business, even outside of Swaziland, it's easy to say I'm an award-winning artist or I've been nominated in. It looks good on your
profile.
Yeah, bro, on your profile. But should we even go there? But coming to the awards, about the thing itself, about the logo Sana, whether it celebrates excellence or whatever, I think that's another story. Yeah, well, because with the recent ones, social media awards.
Yep.
Social media awards, I think with those, I can should I use forgive? Am I even the one to forgive and not forgive people? But anyway, with those, because as a yabo, but at a certain point they need to like then who's doing what, who's doing in, because for now I feel like it's just, oh, do you want to be nominated? Yabo? Do you want to be nominated? Then everyone, then it's like social media awards, but it's the best construction in it, but the social media was. So maybe it's me who does not get the thing. I stand to be corrected. Then the Swammers, I feel like it's popularity more than anything, because it's like whoever votes. Okay, that's why we. Is it like that?
No, it's not like that. I'm glad that you had to bring that up, because Goma Awards, what must happen is that obviously you do want the people to say, we want this one. But then again, the people, they use emotions. If exactly. And we cannot depend on that alone. So now we need the technical people who are going to come in and say, siyavuma vele fini ukhiphe ingoma noma asithi music video. I remember nje lo munye umnyaka lenye artist yake yakhipha i-video. Yasina say out there ne video bathi bantu ke, oh, that's not the video we thought we were going to see. And then they had to redo the video, right?
Okay.
But I'm sure there were some people that would have voted for that video. So now that's where the industry, players that are technical come in. So there we've got judges, right? Ungafika wena na Song of the Year wakho because you've got a lot of votes. You had the money to vote, or you had the people to vote for you.
Yeah.
Asengibekise la usebenza khona ungnesi bonke bonesi bakuvotele.
Yeah.
Right, because banning. And then that is where the judges come in to say, okay, the votes akambisa akufikise la.
Okay.
Now it's time for the expert opinion. And then basically the judge's decision becomes final. So kukhona lokuthi bese sebaya ku supplementa ngemavote. There's a certain percentage kumavoti
nemajudge. In terms of the split,
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, so I'm not gonna say ukuthi the split is team.
Okay, because I say this because I've been an artist lamaneng, and you've seen people were nominated, then they say after the awards they're on social media, they're like, no, this is popularity in as long as unemadi, as long as unemadi. That's why I'm asking you, because
no, we do they do have judges.
Yeah, as long as unemadi, then and then you get the award. So
it's not about that. Well, anyway, there's that part of the discussion where I think no people would say, what does the award mean for an artist? I think it goes back to what we said. We would say, because I mean, even money is useless if you don't know how you're going to use it. Singapnigeta 100,000, we use it differently.
Yeah.
So it goes back to what we said. We would say, as the artist, you need to be prepared. Because okay, now you've been given the baton. What do you do with it? Do you run with it? Do you drop it? What do you do? I feel like most artists, what I've seen, but bangasale awards, then they assume that it's gonna do the job.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get bookings. Now the award will not do nothing for you except to maybe validate the fact that you are on the right path. Cause one, ukhethwe labantu, but bafuna ukuvotela. Number two, if uma awards la philako kunema judge, so ukuthi wena la kule country ngisho bangangena abantu from ngaphandle bafike bathi ke, who is the best as is the Song of the Year or as is the best producer, bafike bangene basi best producer, ukuthi sebangakhona kufike bakucheck bafike bathi, hey, we want to work with you because you are the best in what people forget is that you are the best that year. You're not the best Spelani. You are the best that you and ngendeka uwine ngelivoti linye noma ngetechnicality yinye. You still need to do the work. Otherwise, it won't work. I've seen it happen where some people won awards and then after that they disappear because they assume the award and then people are gonna come running.
But what does it mean, for someone who didn't get the award? In any category, in 10, maybe 5, you know, and this other person gets the award, you know. What does it mean for you? You feel like you've put in all the work throughout the year. Jengoba nisho ukuthi an award, 2021, it's just an achievement, an accolade for that year only, you know. It doesn't mean ukuthi na song best producer song all time, you know, in Eswatini. What does it mean? What do you think it means for anyone who, an artist who?
As a multi-award winning
Of course.
I had to throw that. No, I think Mtura's touching on a very important thing. You're a winner, lesos cards. There's a statement, not a statement, a saying, you're only as good as your last project or song or performance or such and such. And I think what people need to understand is even when you lose, it's also, you're losing for that time. You're not a loser. You're someone who lost. You know, there's someone who won and someone who lost and people who lost. And another thing that we have to also consider is that everyone assumes they're going to win. And that's the unfortunate thing. The assumption is I'm going to win, and no one ever, hardly anyone ever has the assumption that I'm going to lose, which is why we have people coming out on social media. What that should do to you as an artist if you lose is, okay, I need to do better, or I need to be better next year, because it's such a win for that time. You know, it's like a standing ovation. A standing ovation doesn't mean, a standing ovation in Manzini doesn't mean now anywhere you go now they must stand up. It means in Manzini you did great. Now you must fight for that same thing in Babane. So if you are nominated in the 2020 Summer Music Awards, Music and Arts Awards, it means, and you don't win, it means in 2021 you must fight to win. Not you must fight the people who made the awards. You know what I mean? So I personally feel like we lose the essence of what awards are for. Awards are to pat on your back, to say you had to span this year. Kubeka span. Hayi ukuthi akuse ublind ukuthi umlongcono kunawe wena usilwane hlala phasi esikhaya sidabo kulanda sikubhuka.
Otherwise there wouldn't be nominees phela nangabe.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I think we lose the essence of it as people, as artists, to understand, because literally if you have someone who's won, Kanye West is 22 Grammys, you know, but he still has an album that people think was whack. You know, he didn't stop afterwards. Nas won his first Grammy. He's considered one of the greatest artists of all time. You know, he's in almost every hip hop head's top 10, but he's only got one Grammy. You know, and that isn't a testament to whether it's good or bad. So I think people need to understand the essence of it all.
Just need to be grounded.
So just a quick roundup, and you know we need to sum up and end the show. I want us to look at artist management. You know, in the case of Eswatini, I know, like you said, guys, we are competing with even artists or people from outside the country. Ngeke nje uthi comedian Eswatini ube like uthi no ngikompita na Elfo kuphela, ngikompita na Mdura kuphela. You know, if you want to go global, or because nyalo sesikhuluma ngabo yini globalization, you know, want to be in the global market, want to appeal to the rest of the world. You know, do we need artist managers? You know, you not long ago we spoke about some artists that boomed without even, you know, having, you know, being under a record label or something. Do we need, or do artists in the country need managers? And what is the role of a manager? You know, we are singing in Philippines.
What's the
Okay, here's my take. I think management is very important. Like you need, you just need to have a manager, because you must understand that it's showbiz. it's two parts. There's the show, there's the business,
okay.
right? If you are good with the show, you might be. They're coming out now, and they're saying things like, "If I had known then what I know now, I would have made a lot of money, more than what I'm making now." That is why MT Batikanza Seba in situations where they thought they had things that they didn't have, because they didn't understand the business, but they understood the show. So now you cannot do the show and the business, but you understand the business. So that is where the manager comes in to say, you know what, rather hate me on behalf of the artist, because I love performing. I perform at 300 because I want to perform. But now you need the guy that's going to say, no, listen, you need to make a future out of this. You need to make a life out of this. This is you. This is your career. This is how you're going to make a living. So you do need that person who's going to make sure that you've got there's people that study for that. You want to get into the boardroom. You cannot. Even in sports, you've got agents, you've got managers. So I think some artists are not where they are supposed to be because they have neglected. I think we saw what happened to Sense after he got a really good manager. We all saw what happened. We saw what happened to Polocha when he had a really good manager. So lama artists, they my managers, but they can only do that for so long until ba expose ukuthi double bookile, so I think it's very important.
What is the role of an artist manager?
I think it's
what do you do?
It's what he said, but I would say I feel like as an artist you can only do so much because I think when you look at it from outside looking in, you think like, okay, record Jan, go on stage and so I think and you cannot do it yourself. It's not just even the manager. I think what we need to understand is an artist needs a team. Where you have your booking agent then the manager to oversee the whole thing. So I think that's the role of the manager too. It's like I always make an example here. It's not even an example. It's what actually is. You are the face, the CEO. That's where let's and go there every day. I'm the manager. Then there's things under. So I manage the whole thing. But Ndura drives the show in a sense that he carries the vision. In 5 years.
It's the business.
He's the business. In 5 years. So what I do is draw the roadmap.
Okay.
For 5 years. Then the short logs in with Masla. Okay, logo spare. So that helps you whoever you try and collaborate with is in line with what we are trying to achieve in 5 years as a business, because that can't not just put under charge or in that can't so have a collaborator in L4 that's L4 our line as far as Masabat actually work L4 thing so tine last logs in as far as Masabat so I think in a show that's not cool but it's not in a sharing door and to understand you cannot do this alone. And Nakona as an independent artist, I think that's also important because now people are trying to demonize labels. The right label, Igash. What's wrong is the label Lega. Because as an independent artist, you can only go for this far. A label, unfortunately, who hold all the poles and they can blackball you easily. So I'm saying, if you find the right label, it's okay to sign a deal.
Okay.
But campaign is finding South, eh?
Manage. In your institution. So thank you so much, guys, for this lovely and exhilarating conversation that we just had about most of what happened, most of what's going on in the arts entertainment industry in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Maybe before we go, I want you guys to like share a special holiday message to the people watching us right now. Anything you'd like to say? COVID, Ipaya, you know, there's a lot going on. You know, what is it that you can say to the people? Last year, was the Christmas, but hopefully this year, since government has eased the lockdown, we're having Christmas. What is it that you can say?
First, please, whatever you do, do not drink and drive. Like, that's the first thing. I think we need to be more responsible in as much as because we'll need you guys next year to come back, subscribe to our channels and watch, you know, subscribe to my channel, guys, on YouTube, check it out. My skits are there, Instagram, it's Mdura, Facebook, same thing, Twitter. So we'll need you guys safe, so just keep safe. We need you safe and alive.
Yeah. Elfo?
I think echo that, don't drink and drive. And then buffet too, I'm shy, I'm rapey. And then also, guys, book local artists, book, I mean, like you said, governments opened up some of these things. Come on, let's use local artists, guys. Abasi problems. Ngicela futhi kukhuluma nema local bookers. Asenbanike lama riders nabo labantu abebantu. Hayi lokusumfuthi atibonela manje natha also natha kuphi. Njoba lembathu lenibanayo for international artists ayibe khona nakangwane, guys. You had no one when there was a lockdown but us. We're still here. Treat us with the respect that you need to. So let's book local artists this festive. I know everyone's gunning to go out, so you are not going to flop. Good matata lekaya. No matter book only local artists, but how good. Please believe in local artists and take care of yourself, guys. Vaccinate.
Yeah.
So right.
Yeah.
So let's vaccinate, guys, and open up the industry.
Yeah.
But to put a stamp to what he said, let's book local artists, organizers, just stop booking agents, South Africa, and I think and hope would see what happened at Lucha Festival.
Yeah.
Bonita would see we can fill stadiums and fill venues as just local artists, and to say. If you have a separate location, you have a party, you can call me at 76 Jan. So I'm available.
Yeesh, boy.
Huh? No, but those but those are Alpha has
Yeesh, boy.
7.
Well,
and
it's your chance, boy.
This is how you get to blow up, bro.
Yeah.
I was saying actually, we'll see. Yeah,
it's liking the business side of things.
So yeah.
So kind of
when is it? Okay, that was the credit. That's what I'm married. Number 1.
Well, gentlemen, that was great. It has been great having you on the show today. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Thank you for having us.
Well, guys, that has been, you know, epic. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed our conversation on this year's entertainment roundup, brought to you by Eswatini TV. Eswatini TV for giving us this platform to talk about everything that, you know, happened, that went down in the industry this year. And I cannot help but emphasize what we spoke about on the show. We need to, you know, fill in all the key elements, you know, in taking our artists and taking our performers to the next level. People, let's support each other, you know, let's understand the business side of things. Artist, you know, what to perform the show side of things. But so you feel like, no, I've got it. No, you still need backup. You need a team. You need an artist manager. You need all the support you can get in order to take your craft to the next level. Thank you so much to the 2328 Lounge for hosting us on this year's roundup. Until next time, goodbye.